Da-dum. Da-dum. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, look at that. Welcome everybody to the channel today, and thank you for indulging my junior high type behavior. Well, this was a fine day today, or actually a couple days ago. I wanted to share this with y'all. It is, I just picked this up, the Epiphone Les Paul Prophecy. And you can check this thing out. That is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guitar. Now, as of the time of this video, April of 24, these guitars are retailing for $900 pretty much everywhere. But I picked this one up at Sweetwater as a demo. And they knocked $200 off this and gave it to me for $7. So I looked at the, sorry, my dog's knocking my acoustic over here. I looked at the details on it, and it said there were some scratches on it, and there were some pictures. I zoomed in, didn't see really too much to worry about. But they said there was scratches on the guitar that were not showing up in the photos. So I was like, well, okay. So I bought it, put it in the cart, all that good stuff. When I put it in the cart, there was 5 other people. This was the last one. They had 5 other people had it in their cart as well. So if you're one of those 5, I apologize. But rest assured, she's got a good home. I will take very good care of her. So I placed the order. They sent me emails with more pictures of it. Actually, really nicely done photos, not just little. And it warned me, hey, there's scratches on this that aren't showing up. And I got it. First thing I did is got it out of the box. And of course, they shipped it, Sweetwater, if you ever bought anything from them. It was shipped very well. And my dog, every time I start to do these, she just wanders around in amongst the cords. I apologize. It came in the Epiphone box, bubble wrap, foam, padding, all that good stuff. It was in another box with heavy duty foam, whatnot, on top and bottom, held it nice in place. So it was packed very well. And I got it out of the box. First thing I did, I got it under a light, brighter than in here, and started examining it. And it says there's supposed to be scratches in between the pickups. And I think on the pickups as well, like on the bridge pickup, or on the neck pickup. And I defy you to find these scratches because I cannot find them. It's almost like they just grabbed a new one and stuck it in the box and by mistake. Because I don't see the scratches. It looks very nice. It came, headstock's good. The back's clean. I mean, I can't really find anything wrong with this guitar. So, thanks to Sweetwater for saving me $200. That was nice. I don't think most people would have blinked an eye had they shipped this as a new guitar. And I don't think anybody would have thought twice that there was something wrong with it. So anyway, it came set up pretty well. Strings were, I noticed when I was playing down here, felt good. As I got up around the 10th fret and up a little higher, the strings seemed a little high to me. So I debated on messing with it because it was playable. I thought, okay, it's not too bad. It feels good. But when you buy a guitar, you want it to be the way you want it, right? And I started playing this one song that I was working on. And I'm not going to say the name of the song, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because I don't want a copyright strike. But there's a part of the song that goes, my dog unplugged my guitar, or I think I may have done that. Anyway, it goes. There's that part right there. Now, if you can name that song, put it in the comments, and I will give you absolutely nothing. I have no sponsors. This is a little bitty tiny channel. Quit looking for freebies. I will give you a thumbs up, though. But I noticed as I was doing that part, hitting these 2 middle strings together, I don't know how to describe it. It felt slappy. It felt like I could just feel the string slap, slap, slap. I was like, okay, that's it. I've got to change it. So put it on my bench, got my tools out, and just made a little adjustment on the truss rod. I think it's a 4mm Allen wrench. I say I think because I have a little guitar tool kit, and the Allen wrenches are pretty big, but they're not marked. They don't tell you what size they are. So, but I think it's a 4mm. Gave it a little crank this way, and took a couple of little adjustments. Not, you know, maybe in total 1/2 turn, maybe a little, and brought it right up to where you can see the top strings. You know, the E string, top E string is pretty low. I mean, it's not low, but now it's nice. There was a slight bow here. So anyway, straighten that out. My son noticed, I noticed when I played on the front pickup, I really didn't like the sound of it. It sounded white, kind of off. My son came over and looked at it, and he noticed that the front pickup was too low. So he raised it, not too low to where it messes with the strings when you play, but brought it up, and it sounds much better. So in total, we made about 15 minutes worth of adjustments on it, and most of that time was spent actually finding the tools, getting the right tool out and figuring out which one it was, because that takes about 30 seconds. That took him about 20 seconds, and it's in great shape. So anyway, I have no complaints about my Sweetwater demo. My son has bought a guitar of a Sweetwater demo as well, and he loves it, has no problems with it. So don't let the demo scare you at Sweetwater. It's basically means it's been out of the box for some reason or another. Somebody may have had it, I don't know, but it tells you on there what their definition of a demo is. So check it out, but don't be afraid of it, because it's fine. So getting back to the guitar itself, a brief history of my history with Epiphone guitars is that for decades I hated them, and I'll tell you why. When I was a little kid, 10 years old, I got my first guitar. I was really into Kiss. I was really into Ace Frehley. And it was back when Kiss was still original. Back, nobody knew what they looked like. It was a long time ago. And I got me what I thought was an Ace Frehley type guitar. I didn't know. it was a knockoff Hondo 2 Les Paul lookalike. I didn't know that. I just thought it looked like it, so it had to be the right one, right? So I got that guitar and I played it. And it wasn't until I was about 15 years old when I really got into playing guitar, and I found out, oh, that's a cheap knockoff. That's not really an expensive guitar. I thought I had a really high-end instrument there. So once I got really into guitar, my goal was I wanted a real Les Paul. And it took me 25 years before I actually broke down and bought the Gibson Les Paul. If you scroll through my videos, you'll see me playing. It's a 2008 Les Paul Traditional. Beautiful guitar, heavy like it's supposed to be, you know, it's just a great guitar. But it took me 25 years to get there. And in between that time, I thought I may have to get an Epiphone. Just maybe it'll scratch the itch and I can have a Les Paul, one that I can afford more. And so I would try Epiphones out, and I just didn't like them. They just felt like knockoffs to me. I didn't like them. So for the amount they were charging for Epiphones back then, I just found other guitars that I like better. So I just stuck with that. But that brings me to this guitar. Now this guitar, I already have a Les Paul, right? Why do I not want another one? This one is a little different. It brings something different to the table. Because I've noticed over the last several years, Epiphone has stepped up their game. My son got into guitar around 15 years. He was 15. He brought a friend over who was also getting into guitar, and I was showing him some stuff, farting around, and his buddy brought over a Epiphone Les Paul. It was a beautiful guitar. I think it was a standard. It was blue. Really nice looking guitar, and I was playing around on it, showing him some things, you know, trying to show off a little bit, trying to impress. And I was playing. I was like, you know, this is a nice guitar. I like it. So I've been watching Epiphones over the years, and I've noticed that they've stepped up their game, and they've got some really nice stuff out now. So, like I said, even back in the day when I hated them, they may have still had nice guitars back then too, and I just grabbed the wrong ones. I don't know, but I can tell you now, I like them now. So, but this guitar, it brings something a little different to the table. As you can see, it does look like a Les Paul. Obviously, it is a Les Paul. But one of the first things you'll notice different is it's got 24 jumbo frets instead of 22. We got the Fishman Fluence active pickups. We got Grover locking tuners, comes factory there. We got the belly cut here for those of us with bellies. We'll appreciate that. And one of the things that really made me like this guitar was this one, this cutaway in the back. Now, if you've ever played a Les Paul, you know that sometimes playing up in here, it can be a little challenging if you're not used to it. Once you get used to it, you just know you got to turn your hand differently, and you play up in here, and then you can go back to. But with this guitar, you don't have to do that. Your hand is, I mean, you can reach 24, no problem. So that's nice. That's a nice feature. And I just really like the look of this guitar. It's got this aged black, or it's a aged black satin, or a gloss, I think is what they call it. But it looks kind of satiny, but it is shiny. And I love the brushed metal look on it with in the pickup covers and all that kind of good stuff. Everything just looks, this is a beautiful guitar. One of the things I did notice is a little different about it. It's a little longer than a regular Les Paul. It's about 2 inches longer if you stand them up next to each other on the ground. This one's about 2 inches longer. It is about the same height as my LTD. I do have an LTD over here. They're pretty much the same height as that. So they're a little bit longer than Les Paul. The bridge is a little further this way, which that's why it's longer, because the scale's the same. But they had to make, I guess they had to do that in order to make room for the 24 frets and make everything reachable and everything. So I do have a generic Les Paul case that I use for my LTD, and this fits in it perfectly. So it's, you know, so I got a hard shell case for it already. So yeah, I'm just really digging it. I mean, you got a mahogany body, you got a ebony fretboard. I mean, so it's got good equipment in it. It's got good bones. It's got good materials. They are made in China. I don't know if that's how they were able to sell these guitars at this price, because these pickups, you bought this set of pickups right here, it's going to run you $280 before tax. So it's almost, you know, you're looking at $300 just in pickups. So, and I mean, the materials are good materials, and it just feels great. I just love it. Did come with a battery, got a little battery compartment here in the back, and that's where your 9-volt goes for the pickups, and it came with one. So, and I don't know if you ever, I really wasn't familiar with Fishman pickups, never messed with them before, but we got 3 different voicings, and each knob has a push-pull feature. The guitar does not come with any instructions as to what knob does what. So I think, don't write this down, but I think what happens is everything down is your modern Fishman rocking pickup sound. If you lift up on the volume, I believe that's going to give you your PAF more classic style rock, and then your tone will give you the split coil, single coil sound. And then of course you got, you know, your bridge pickup, volume, tone, neck pickup, volume, tone. 3-way toggle switch here that feels pretty secure. It feels good. I will tell you, if you do get one of these, buy some strap locks. The first day I had this, between me and my son both playing it and checking it out, the strap came off more than once, and thankfully it didn't crash to the ground. It was caught-ish, and I guess if you look, this first peg, it kind of angles up a little bit. So that would make it prone for the strap to kind of be pulling off of it a little bit. And this was a new strap. I mean, it's not like an old strap that was worn out and slipped on and off easily. I had to kind of work it to get it on there, but it came off way easy. So anyway, went down, got some strap locks for it. Of course, I went with the silvery looking ones to match the rest of the trim on this guitar. And, you know, shouldn't be a problem now. So let's listen to what it sounds like. Bridge pickup, no pulls, everything is the most. So if we pull up on the volume, it's changing my train of thought as I was going through. To me, it has almost like there's almost like a wah effect, like that wow, wow, almost like if you ever turned on an old school Crybaby and forgot to turn it off and kept playing, it almost has that kind of. Pulling up on the tone now. Pushing the volume back in, leaving the tone up. I mean, it rocks no matter what you do with it. But I like everything down. Anytime I'm checking out how something sounds, I always like to hit power chords and chords that can ring out. Like if you went for the full E, you can kind of hear how in the bar chord, the G power open chord. I just love the way that sounds on the D. You can kind of really get to me, you can get a sense of how it really sounds. You can just let it ring out and let it listen. So, sounds pretty good. If you go up to the bridge pickup, name that tune. And again, we'll give you absolutely nothing. Go up on the tone, so both are up now. Oops, wait a minute. Now they're both up. More PAF. I can tell you, as far as playing distorted sounds, I'm probably just going to leave everything pushed down. I like that sound better. But when it comes to clean sounds, there we get a little more variation. So I'm going to switch over here. Okay, that's on the, that's in the middle. All right, so. That's the modern. Pull up on the volume. Seems like we lost some volume there. If you pull up on the tone and get, pull up on both. See, when you pull up on the volume, it's like you lose some volume. This is just the tone pickup knob up. So we pick up on volume, up on everything. That's just the tone knob up. So, I don't know, I think, I kind of like the single coil sound that it has for a clean, especially if I was recording something, I was really trying to dial it in, but, single coil. For clean, I like that sound better with the tone knob up on the bridge. Seems to just have a little more life with that setting. But most of the time I'm playing pretty dirty, so I like to play dirty. So I just in drop D here. I just got a really cool heavy. So anyway, I think this guitar is going to definitely be in my regular rotation. This guitar plays great. It feels great. Sweetwater gave me a great deal on it, and the funny thing about it, buying this guitar from Sweetwater as a demo and knocking $200 off. When I was doing my research on these guitars, I couldn't decide. I was thinking about getting a Flying V because I got a Les Paul, I got an Explorer. I thought a Flying V would kind of look nice together. But I could never find one in stock anywhere. But there was a Guitar Center in town that had a Flying V in stock. When I went in there, it was on the kind of the second row of guitars up, so it wasn't like right in my face, but it was up there where I could see it. And I thought, ooh, I'm gonna check it out. Right? It was the black one, Prophecy, everything's the same, just Flying V, same finish. And I could see the price tag, and it says $600 scratch and dent. And I said, okay, how scratch and dented is it? So I ran up there and grabbed it off the wall, and I looked at it at first, and I thought, it's too bad. And I flicked, and right here in the back of the neck, I mean in the middle of the neck, not the headstock, I mean right in the middle of the neck, it had been broken clean in half. And the black finish on the back was rubbed off, and it was down to the wood color. And you could see where it was, the crack kind of made like a crazy Joker looking smile where they glued it back together, and they didn't even refinish it. And I was like, that is not a scratch nor a dent. That is a catastrophic failure. So the salesman said it happened in shipping, and somebody had bought it, I guess, and they got it broken, so they brought it back in. And so they repaired it and was trying to sell it. He said they would negotiate more on the price, but I was like, not that. No, that is not scratch and dent. So I had to let that one go. So anyway, that's not a knock on. That's not a knock on Guitar Center. I know a lot of people. I watch all these videos. A lot of people hate Guitar Center, and I've never had a bad experience with them. I don't know why people hate them. They're a big company. I know some people online have worked there. Maybe it's not a good place to work. I don't know. I have no idea. But I've always gotten good deals with them. And typically if I find something, whatever the MSRP is, I can usually get it cheaper. If you just call in and talk to somebody, you can usually get a deal done. Their shipping's pretty fast. So I've never had any problems with them. And of course, I've never had any problems with Sweetwater either. So yeah, just find the deal that works best for you. To me, this was the best deal that worked for me. $200 off, and not a blemish. Again, take another look. I don't see any scratches on this guitar. So anyway, like I said, this one's going to get a nice little workout over the next coming months, and it's going to be part, like I said, a part of the regular rotation, and we're going to be jamming and doing some cool shows with it. So anyway, leave your comments down there, check it out if you got any questions about it. Name that tune. Again, I'll promise to send you absolutely nothing. And take care.